Saying a special good morning to our listeners, good morning to our viewers. It's To The Point here, Classic Radio, GBN TV. Let me say good morning to those of you via social media platforms already, of course, tapped in. Good morning. And thanks for being with us this morning. It's Wednesday, the 18th day of June, 2025. It's To The Point once again. I'm your host, GT. We're expecting with us this morning the MP for the Sister Isle of Carriacou and Petit Martinique, the Honorable Tevin Andrew, should be with us this morning. Still awaiting him to make that connection with us this morning. And as soon as he does that, we certainly will get into the conversation this morning. Let me say good morning to those of you who are driving around on our nation's roads. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. And I certainly encourage you to drive along with that due care and attention. We've been getting some showers and intimate showers from time to time lately, and you know, the roads are wet in certain areas, and that can certainly reduce your friction on the road. So I beg of you to take it easy as you drive along. So that due care and attention, it's that important for you to do so. If you're just chiming in, good morning once again, and welcome. Once again, it's To The Point, and we await the MP to chiming with us this morning. Hopefully he does that shortly, and we can be able to get the conversation rolling. Let me say good morning also to a dear friend who's celebrating today. Good morning to you. Always don't want me to show their names out, but just say good morning to me and happy birthday. Well, how can I do that without saying your name, right? Anyway, good morning again. Happy birthday to you. I think that's much better. Once again, still awaiting the MP to tap in with us this morning via our Zoom platform. Soon as he does that, we certainly will certainly get into the conversation this morning. Lots to talk about. How's everybody doing this morning? Hope all is well with everyone this morning, and certainly hope that you're doing A-OK, as some folks would say. And if you are in that particular spirit, in that particular mood this morning, that A-OK feeling, all well is for you, and certainly hope you will maintain that particular feeling as you go through for the entire day. As mentioned, the MP for the Sister Isle of Carriacou and the Isles of Carriacou and Petit Martinique should be with us this morning. Still waiting on him to tap in with us this morning. Let me say good morning to the folks over there in the Sister Isles of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. How's everybody doing this morning? Hope you're doing A-OK. We're moving down to 9 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're gonna ask Master Control. Let's take that short break, and when we come back, hopefully get things settled in a whole wee bit and be able to get the MP signed in and get this thing rolling off this morning. Lost a couple of minutes already within today's program. So right back after the short break. Don't touch it out.
Attention.
Time to get charged up for the Fuller Energy Home Series as West Indies takes on Australia in a fiery test match from July 3rd to 7th at the National Cricket Stadium from 10 a.m. each day. Free entry plus fun activities for children under 16 years old. Adult tickets start at just $5 per match day. Let's rally with the men in maroon. Go to windiscricket.com to secure your tickets now. West Indies is back in the Spice Isle, and we Fuller Energy.
West Indies going higher, Fuller Energy.
Hey GBN family, we've got a brand new home on Facebook and you need to be there. Follow us now on Facebook at Grenada Broadcasting Network -GBN. Stay updated with the latest news, sports, entertainment, and everything Grenada. Don't miss out. Like, follow, and share. Grenada Broadcasting Network. Stay informed, stay ahead. First with the news, fast with the updates.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, to the point here on Classic Radio, GBN TV. Good morning to those who are social media platforms. For some reason, therefore, we seem to be unable to make that connection with, of course, MP4, Karaku, and PT Martinique this morning, which leave us to divert to an open line edition of To the Point for this morning. And so the number, 435-2041, 435-2041. They're giving you the option, of course, to call in, share your views, share your concerns via today's program. As we move along this morning, just got on from someone. Let me say good morning and happy birthday going out to Kelsey Peters. And good morning going out to you, Kelsey. And greetings going out to you from the entire Peters family. I want to wish you all the best on today's, on your birthday today. And I think I'm seeing the MP is getting the opportunity to sign in now. So if that works out, we should be able to go through with today's program here on To The Point. Once again, it's To The Point, and I think I'm noticing the MP sign it. So let me see if I can make sure that connection is A-OK. And we are able to have that conversation with him this morning. Let's go over and say good morning. Good morning to you, MP Tevin Andrew. Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing this morning? I hope you are able to hear me clearly, and hope all is well with you, sir. Good morning. MP, good morning. I am not sure the MP is able to hear me. Good morning to you, MP Tevin Andrew. Good morning to you. How are you doing this morning, sir? Good morning. Good morning to you, sir. I am not sure what's going on, but it seems I'm not able to hear the MP this morning. Folks, let's have that rectified quickly, and we certainly will be back and, of course, get that off this morning in terms of today's program. I'm not sure why we're not hearing him. Let's get that rectified. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back to our listeners and viewers. It's To The Point. I want to take the time out to, of course, let you know that we may have to cancel, of course, our scheduled interview with, of course, Honorable MP Tevin Andrew over there in the Sister Isle of Karaku and Petit Martinique due to some technical issues that have been experienced. Typically don't seem to be on our end of things, but it seems like he's unable to hear me. So we may have to forego that conversation tomorrow. We may have to have it rescheduled. Once again, sincere apology for that. Hey, folks, the lines are now open, 435. Let's get into an open line edition this morning for today's program. For our listeners and viewers out there, if you do have, of course, a concern, an issue that you may like to speak about, feel free to do it on today's program, 435-2041. The lines are now open. You can do it also via the WhatsApp and the direct line, 435-2041. That's the number if you want to chime in with me this morning here on today's program. Let's get the ball rolling this morning. Lines are all cleared, and it's a go for that particular segment this morning. Once again, we sincerely do apologize for unable to continue with that interview that we that was scheduled to have this morning here on today's program with the Honorable Tevin Andrew. Our apology for that. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number if you want to chime in on today's program. Is there a concern that you have that you would like to speak about this morning? There's an issue that you are, of course, within your community that you want to speak about. If there's a solution that you have that with a particular issue or concern that you think, of course, you may want to express this morning, feel free to do so by calling in 435-2041. As mentioned before, you have double the options of calling in on today's program. You could do so via the WhatsApp 435-2041. If it's the first time you're calling, make sure that whatever device in the background is totally turned off. If it's your television or the radio you're listening, make sure that it's totally turned off when you are calling in, and we should be able to have that conversation via the telephone. Once again, 435-2041. 20 minutes after the hour. Time is suddenly moving down on us this morning, and once again, the lines are open for you. Once again, our apology for not able to have our scheduled guest on today's program. Our apology for that, but sometimes, technology sometimes fails us a wee bit. Once again, 435-2041. So let's hear from you this morning, and I think we do have our first caller. Let's see this caller, what he has to offer, and I think we lost that caller there. Once again, 435-2041. And let's go to the phone line. First caller online this morning. Caller, you're live. Good morning. You're welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning to you.
I'm calling from the River Road area. Mm-hmm. Normally, before they did the wall, there was a playground for kids in River Road. They call it, I think Wembley was the name. They took the thing away from the kids, saying that they'll do it pretty for them when they finish. Instead of that, now I'm seeing the water is extending their thing over there. So what is going on with the kids? So what happened? Isn't the River Road development good for the kids too? That is what I want to find out from the authorities. What is going on over there, and when is the kids coming back?
All right. Well, I certainly hope someone in the authority is listening this morning, and certainly we get a response in terms of that clarification, what is really taking place with, of course, that particular playing field that the caller is speaking of, and certainly hope we could get some clarification on that. 435-2041, 435. The lines are now open, folks. You could call via the WhatsApp, or you could call directly 435-2041. And I think we're ready to go. Yeah, we're ready to go once again. 435-2041. Once again, my apology for scheduled, of course, I guess this morning due to, of course, some technical issues that we were experiencing there in terms of the connection wise. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing this morning?
I am all right. Something that baffles me and have me, thinking every day. Everything is about the youth, and nothing for the elderly. You understand? But I am telling you that seeing the performance of the youth, it's not going the right way, because the youth is not concerned about anything whatsoever. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. I was going to ask the caller, what about the elderly that he would like to see more done in terms of the elderly, but he ran off there. So let's go to the WhatsApp. WhatsApp caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning, GT. How are you doing?
How are you this morning? I'm doing good. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much for asking. And this morning, my contribution is simply, I was listening to the news yesterday on GBN. Mm-hmm. And while listening to the news, I heard that the not the news, but the weather news. And it was an advisory for small crafts not to go out. And I was wondering if it comes in about almost maybe minutes to 8 or close to 8 o'clock, that small crafts are advised not to go out. How would they be able to? Because they would have gone out, I guess, pretty early in the morning. Mm-hmm. If you're fishing, you're going to go out pretty early. So that advisory coming that late would not be an advisory for them, because they won't be in show to actually listen to that. And I was thinking that that's pretty dangerous in an event that a small craft goes out without getting the notice and then runs into problems. So I'm thinking that maybe, that advisory should probably be at a different time, much more frequently, rather than having to leave it until just when the the news comes.
All right. Well, I'm assuming that, of course, the small craft users, of course, who use these small craft, of course, may be getting the information directly from the Met Office. I'm assuming, let's say for assumption's sake, for argument's sake, they are getting that information directly from them. So they may have known the conditions out there. I'm just leaving that for argument's sake. If you get where I'm coming from, I may not be listening to the news directly on GBN in order to get that information known when it's the advisory sort. I mean, they haven't had that in advance already. That's for argument's sake.
Let's hope so. Right. Definitely, because we wouldn't want somebody to go out and actually get into that problem.
All right. Point taken, caller. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. All right. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
I am disappointed with the excuse that you gave for Tevin Andrews not appearing on the show. I mean, are you telling me that the communication between Carriacou and Grenada via phone is no good, or it's no good on the island? I mean, and that we can have this guy, the representative from Carriacou, to speak to the people?
Well, sometimes, as I mentioned, caller, sometimes technology do fails us at sometimes.
Yes,
it do fails us at sometimes. And
but the technology between you and I, is good, but it's not good for Carriacou.
Well, I understand the direction you're trying to go there, but it is what it is for today.
Let me tell you something. That's a poor excuse, and I think we in Grenada we get used to this nonsense now. The guy is probably not willing to speak to the people. His representative.
I guess that's your opinion, sir. That's basically your opinion.
That's my opinion. I may be right. You never know. But it is unfair. These representatives must be able to come out and speak. I mean, how busy could they be? Unless he's sick. He should say, well, he's sick, he's not well to talk. But that's a very poor excuse that you are giving on the radio, telling them the population, after you announce it so many times. And then
I was really trying to get the connection going, but for some reason he's not hearing me or whatever is taking place. So
then I'm so sorry that we don't have a good connection with telecommunication in this country.
All right.
And yet people boast it so much that it's a very good service, better than many.
All right.
Anyway, go ahead. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Have a good morning. 435-2041. 435-2041. That's the number for today. Is if you want to go live here on today's program. It's to the point. We had to just switch to an open line due to the issues that we were experiencing for today's program. Let's go back to the phone line. We do have another caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning and welcome. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, GT, your friend. How you do?
I am doing great. How are you this morning?
Okay, but the gentleman are calling and tell the government to know what's going on with the people and them. Not to tell that. You don't find so?
I think
the parliament people and them you have to talk to about that, not you.
All right.
No sense.
All right. Have a good morning.
Yes, thank you.
All right, all the best. 435-2041. 435-2041. It's 27 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a break and come back with much more for you. Stay with us. It's To The Point Classic Radio, GBN TV. Don't touch your dial, folks. Let's take that break and come right back.
Time to get charged up for the Fuller Energy Home Series as West Indies takes on Australia in a fiery test match from July 3rd to 7th at the National Cricket Stadium from 10 a.m. each day. Free entry plus fun activities for children under 16 years old. Adult tickets start at just $5 per match day. Let's rally with the men in maroon. Go to windiscricket.com to secure your tickets now. West Indies is back in the spice style and we Fuller Energy.
West Indies going higher, Fuller Energy.
No, that's not how you cross the pedestrian crossing.
Really? One day I just woke up and I saw pedestrian crosswalks on the road. No one really showed me how to use them properly.
Well, this is how it's done. You never cross before doing these things. They might save your life. First, when you get to the crosswalk, you stop. You look left, you look right. If there's a vehicle coming, you put your hand out, making eye contact with the driver, indicating that you want to cross. And only Only when the vehicle comes to a complete stop, you quickly cross to the other side.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact. Wait for pedestrian to cross to the other side, then you happily continue on your journey. This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
Welcome back once again to our listeners. Welcome back, viewers, to the Point Classic Radio GBN TV. 30 minutes going after 9 o'clock. And we invite the final 30 minute segment of today's program. It's an open line edition for today's program. We do have a call on the line. Let's go over to the caller and say good morning. Caller, you're welcome, and good morning to you.
Yes, good morning once again, Doc. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you this morning?
Just quiet. Have a good day. Now we have received the laser machine for the eye clinic, St. George's. I am now requesting on behalf of us who are suffering with the eyes what you call an intercom system, which will go a long way in helping the people there to deal with the crowd that is outside on a daily basis. They cannot accommodate everybody on the inside, so majority of people have to stay outside. So we need an intercom there so that when the names is called on the inside, the people on the outside can respond. Secondly, I would urge the government to have some technical people, young people trained in biomed to be able to repair the equipment when they break down. For too long, we have these equipment break down and we don't have anybody to service it. I think we should send about 20 to 25 young men to be trained in the repair of this equipment, and that should be done very, very urgently because we can't continue having these machines down for so long, not being repaired. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. And point taken. 435-2041. 435-2041. It's to the point, an open line for you this morning here on today's program. And we go back to the phone line and say good morning to the caller. Caller, your device is too loud in the background, so sorry I will not be able to accommodate the call. Once your device is too loud, I think I didn't mention that in the intro of today's program. If you're calling, please have whatever device you have in the background totally turned off when you decide that you want to calling. All right, if it's a television or the radio, have it totally turned off. Make the call. You will hear me clearly via the telephone, and when you're through with your conversation, whatever you want to, of course, throughout this morning, you can turn it back up. 435-2041. That's the number you can call right now, and let's hear from you. 435-2041. The option for via the WhatsApp is also available for you. Of course, if you prefer to call via the WhatsApp, 435-2041. That's a number to be part of To The Point for today. And let's hear from you folks. Yes, probably there's a concern that you have that you would like to raise this morning. There's also an issue you would like to speak of. Feel free to do so. We go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
I mean, I'm not making I'm making a statement. It seems to me that you and others may have a direct connection with my number. Nevertheless, I would continue to call because I have
why would you say we have a direct connection with your number?
I don't know. I might interest you or whoever. Let's forget that anyhow. Maybe you don't like what I usually say. Anyhow, let's forget those things. I called to say I don't even understand what people mean by a old person or an aged person or a youth. I want you to clarify those things for me. Who is a youth? Who is an aged person? At what age you consider the person an aged person? And what are the criteria of telling somebody they are old? Now, as when I listen to news, it baffles me because most of these people are telling me that as I know. If I know, don't tell me, or if others know, say something else to educate me or to re-educate me. This is what hurts me. Everybody have an idea Put them to do it, to carry out the ideas. Everybody is builder in Grenada. Everybody is a constructor there. And yet, for all, we're making, well, as I would say, mess is not a bad word. Mess with what you are doing. You give a man a house to build. He give you an estimate. And he's constantly building. And yet, for all, he will tell you, boss, maybe he doesn't make the profit he wants to make. And this is the problem with us in Grenada. Everybody know. I know. Mechanic is the same thing. Or some of them. Charging you exorbitant. And when you come back, the same thing happening. We need to develop skill. I don't know how we'll develop it. But everybody is Miss Noal or Miss Noal. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. 435-2041. 435-2041. The lines are now open to you listeners and viewers out there. If you do have a concern, you have an issue and would like to speak out, feel free to do it. On today's program, certainly all airs this morning in terms of listening to your views and concern. 435-2041. We do have another caller. Caller, you are live. Good morning and welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, this thing about Carico, the radio station.
Caller, your device in the background is too loud. It's either your radio or your television. Make sure that is turned down. I think it's the last time for the morning I'm going to say it. Whatever device you have in the background, it's too loud and it's causing that feedback. Please have it turned down, please. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
I'm calling from Spring, okay?
Yes.
There is 6 months now, a pipe bust in Spring Kwaku Road. And I was aware of it. Different people call them and tell them I went to them several times. The pipe bust and it is inside an electricity pole. Water in the pole.
Oh.
And the line is long,
the pipe is inside of an electricity pole. That's what you're saying.
Sorry?
Is it close to the pole or inside of the pole?
Very, very close to the pole. The water going inside the pole.
I understand that.
And I spoke to even the electricity about it. Up to this day, not one in come and check it. Please, I'm asking you to talk to Nawasa. We have to pay them $1,262 every month for the meter, and we just can't get water properly. The water actually coming with oil.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I certainly hope someone from the Wasa is hearing. Of course, I've heard what you have just mentioned, and certainly hope that they will have that rectified for you in as soon as possible. It's kind of exorbitant the cost you mentioned there also. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, your life. Good morning. You're welcome.
Yes, man. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, the connection in Carico.
Yes.
Even the radio station is off. So the internet mightn't be operating properly from Carico.
Okay. Thank you for that, caller. Thank you so much.
All right.
435-2041, 435. The lines are open, folks. You have the option of the WhatsApp. You have the option also of calling me directly. We're moving up to just around 20 minutes or so before the 10 o'clock hour. Today's program wraps up at 10 o'clock. It's an open line edition of To The Point. You want to make a contribution towards today's program, you feel free to call, or you want to send it via message via the WhatsApp, you can certainly do so also. I will read it from the WhatsApp for you. Caller, your life. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, brother.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, I don't know if you're watching, but I've been watching the war with Iran and Israel. Mm-hmm. And here we go again, another propaganda war. A few years ago, America said that Saddam Hussein had a weapon of mass destruction, so we have to get rid of that regime metaphor. Now you come Netanyahu come now with a new lie stating that Iran has in a few weeks time might make have rich uranium and close of making a nuclear bomb, and they have to defend this country and lying to the world and thinking that everybody going to believe what he's saying. Now Trump on his side, because anything to do that Trump always side with him. I don't understand how one president from a small country could like so much a war. He's trying to divert the ugly atrocities that is taking place in Gaza. Suffering the people and killing the people every day. And you understand, by starting a new war with Iran. But right now, I could say they have the upper hand on Iran because they have the whole place now under cover with bombing left and right. But Iran very, very strong towards the missile hitting them with missiles, but America has also been defending Israel too by knocking off a lot of the missiles that's coming into Israel. But otherwise, Israel will be under a lot of fire right now.
Thank you, Cole.
I hope definitely that will come, that a ceasefire will take place because too much innocent people are losing their life.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Caller via WhatsApp. Good morning. You're live. Seem to cop that WhatsApp. Good morning. Good morning, and how are you? You're live. Go right ahead, please. Go right ahead, please.
Yes, I've been looking recently at some videos popping up on YouTube featuring the young children in China are put into, I do not know if it's a school environment or where they are doing these things, but they're doing so many little things, little kindergartners, crocheting, knitting, making all kinds of, toys and all kinds of different things. It seems that program seems to they're learning the children to do these things while they are learning, and it's fun things the children are doing. And I'm amazed. I said, look, if the children at 5 years, at the age of 5, could do things like that, why can't we learn something from this practice from China? We have the Chinese here helping us doing a lot of things, but we have so many things in Grenada that we can engage our children in, even during the August vacation. I have that the government have a nice program in store for the children now, which I'm happy for. But we have so many things. We can make buttons from coconut shell, pot, bowls and cups. We have the clay here. I think St. David has this clay, latent and Moldbound Bay, where we can do pottery. We can make straws with bamboo sticks. There are a lot of things we have. Mr. Telesford, I met a white lady who comes every year and pick up the shells on Grana's Beach. And the amount she said she go back to America, and she a white lady, and that's what she does for her living. She does so much different artistic designs with these shells and that's what she does for her living. And here we're walking on these shells and just tramp them on the feet. We could make earrings, we could make buttons, but somebody has to get the young people together, put them somewhere. Let us see what we have. Let us look at what we have here. We're looking to foreign. Look at what we have here. So see what we can use here naturally, the natural things God has given us to make wealth for ourselves and stop depending on foreign and begging. We have a lot of things here we could do to make wealth. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much, and thanks for your contribution this morning. Let's go to the direct line and say good morning to the caller. Caller, your life. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, GT.
How are you doing this morning?
GT. Morning to your listeners and your viewers. Morning, you must bring me on your program. There's a lot of things I could talk about, but you can't do it in a few minutes here now. Anyway, just piggyback on your last caller. Indeed, we need to look within and also to utilize the resources, for want of a better word, that have been endowed by our Creator on this island and in the ocean. The problem is, particularly after the invasion, we've been dumbed down. I was thinking about it a few days ago. You can imagine if we were allowed to develop, in the way we were hoping to, notwithstanding the problems we had within the process between 79 and 83. You can imagine how our health system would have developed so that it looks shameful when we have to rush, whether to the American warships, the symbol of death for health, or even when the Chinese come here too. It's not just American, but
caller, why would you think something is wrong with us having to do that? Why would you think something is wrong having to do that?
No, because you see, if a few years ago I saw a documentary on 60 Minutes which shows that the deficiency in the military, U.S. military establishment, medical establishment, a lot of people being affected unduly, who have to take out the breast and blah, blah, blah. And I don't think you would say that 60 Minutes would necessarily go to the way to harm the U.S. government. But they did it, and that has remained with me. So why are we waiting for when, especially the military? I mean, probably I could accept a charitable organization trying to do as some of those other missions come, but the military.
But what difference do you think? What difference would you think it would have made if it was a charitable organization that came to do the same medical services they're offering in terms of the military?
They scrutinize. I mean, because they're genuine people from a people-to-people point of view. I have no problem. But military is meant the symbol of death. By the way, we are caught up with what is happening, or should be caught up with what's happening in the Middle East right now. But make no mistake, our turn is coming. Venezuela, they're coming for Venezuela sooner than later. And nobody's going to stop them. You see how the world is looking, sitting back and look at what is happening helplessly? So it seems as though we're going to be, unless we begin now to inform ourselves, educate ourselves, and reorganize our ignorance. You know, the issue of education was made by the earlier speaker. And something I've heard, I've realized that none of the Caribbean islands have commented on, or at least the officials. The World Bank issued a study lately that shows how the education system in the CARICOM and in this hemisphere, I mean, CARICOM in particular, I mean, I'm subject to whether it's CARICOM, but our education system are failing our people because it is based on foreign model. That's where we need to really go, based on, like what we're trying to do during the revolution. You know, trying to create local situation in context of what our limitation is from ecological, biological, I mean, weather-wise, and all of that.
All right.
But
thank you, Colin.
We are not attending to that. And we talk about smart this, smart agriculture, smart climate, smart. What's smart about those things? These are systems that are created and given to us as models. I mean, let's say, GT, there's so much I want to talk about, but I know I don't want to abuse my
we're gonna make that arrangement one of these mornings, and have you come in and support and certainly speak about all the issues that you want to speak about.
Just coming from a class from South and Southeast Asia on climate, and one of the lecturers said, or one of the presenters said, is that it is a fact that every time you have conflict or so, the increase in violence is increased by a significant number, and then coupled with climate change. So it's serious.
Okay, cool.
And I hope that we could really broaden our scope to understand that, God is not going to save us. Because if the case, other people will be saved. I'm not saying that God is not in charge, but the way we think about God, we're not doing what we have to do, not standing up when we have to stand up and expect God will just come and rescue us out of the mess we are allowing ourselves to get into. We need to...
Caller, I want to thank you. I want to thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Let's entertain another caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Man, I'm listening to some people with different views, man. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening to you. Go right ahead. Hello? I'm listening to you. Go right ahead.
Some people still stuck in 1979 revolution, man. They don't realize the world constantly changing. So talking about if an American military ship coming to give people health care in Grenada. So what's the problem? It could be a Chinese medical ship, it could be a British, it could be a Cuban, it doesn't matter. Health is health. And if doctors stick by the moral values of health, they wouldn't do anything. It's just like during the revolution, you had people who left because they didn't trust the Cubans, because they didn't believe in communism. They say, okay, the communists might kill me. So if you listen to this guy now, he's scared because American medical people coming to Grenada with some health, coming to help people with health services. This guy is sick, he needs psychiatric treatment, the way he's thinking. And in terms of he believes that if we had a revolution, still the PRG or there will have so much advance in health. Health is something you have to do a lot of research, you have to create new medical machines and so. Grenada and Caribbean countries, we don't have a culture of the industrialized revolution. We have a culture of traditional herbs. So you got to look at that. He is jumping around about climate change and all those things. All industrialized countries are affecting the climate. And if you're living in the Caribbean and you're doing trash and burn, cutting on the forest, you also are affecting it too. So we talk all about, and then I notice a lot of Caribbean people with the Israel-Iran war. They got to leave, come and live in North America to understand what's going on. I live in Toronto. If you go to a city called Markham, I did work up in Markham already. You see rich Iranian and rich Jewish people living close by. They might not want to live near a black guy like me or you. That is what we have to look at. We don't know about what is going on in Iran. Iran has a different type of Islam, different from the Saudi. The Iranians are what you call Shia Muslim, and the Saudi are Sunni Muslim. They don't like each other. News report show that the Saudis are more supporting Israel more than they're supporting Iran. So we sit down in Grenada here and we romanticize him. The whole Middle East is messed up. And who is in control of the Middle East? Iran might be anti-America. But what those radicals in Grenada don't know, the whole Sunni world in the Middle East, even though they might have Sharia law, executing
Caller, I'm going to have to ask you to, of course, wrap up, because, you know, we drew for a break.
Let me wrap it up in a precinct. The Muslim world might be Islamic, but it's pro-America just as Israel, except Iran and Yemen, the Houthi. So when they're more romanticizing in Grenada, they must follow international politics. Go on.
Okay, thank you. We drew for a break, folks. After the break, we continue the program. Maybe in the final 10 minutes or so of today's program. We will be right back. Stay with us.
When you need...
to see my granddaughter.
Hey everyone!
Here is an invitation to join me this and every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. on GBN Television 711 K105 FM, our Facebook page and YouTube channel for Kaiso Talk. Meet the Kaisonians, hear their stories, feel the vibes. Kaiso Talk, Wednesdays, 8:30 p.m. Compliments for Grenville Credit Union.
Just like a freestyle, the life blood flowing mile by mile. It's legacy, a beat that don't stop like Bob Marley say. One love on top. The sewage water out of sight, but it's always wrong. Don't lose the light. From factories and wells so deep, cut out mangroves and fish they weep. Green water for the garden, keep it green. Save the cash and the earth gets clean. We use the water with a mindful mind. It's out of sight, but never far behind. In nature, the answers always flow. Like water running pure, the cycle grows. It renews itself, same drop, same beat. It's all good, man, you got the heat. Water flow, no clean water, no pipes they grow. Protect our water, protect our future.
Time to go.
Welcome back to our listeners. Welcome back to our viewers once again. It's to the point here on Classic Radio and GBN TV. We inside of the final segment of today's program. Just approximately 7 minutes or so left on today's program, which maybe still could accommodate a couple more of your calls. Let's take this first one in this segment. Go to the WhatsApp. WhatsApp caller, you're live. Good morning and welcome.
Hey, GT, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing this morning?
Hey, GT, not too bad at all. How you doing? How you feeling? How is everything?
I'm doing good. I'm A-okay, man.
Okay, GT, something happened to the Facebook because I cannot follow GBN on the Facebook number.
I'm not sure. Usually, I'm not monitoring it. I'm not monitoring it from my end here, so I'm not sure.
Because I normally get it on my phone, and I've been trying, and then I just can't find it. So maybe when you finish, you could ask
I'll check it from Master Control Lab, of course, but I guess it wouldn't be necessary after the program anyway. So let's hear your concern this morning. If there's anything you want to speak of as we get set to wrap today's program.
Well, just something quick. GT from Monday, everybody limit 2 minutes.
I will have to get to that particular rule because I will certainly have to get that particular rule implemented. Because some folks grab a lot of time.
Anyway, I just want to encourage NDC supporters and others to support all the boat rides and stuff that we coming. I know the PM having one coming up. I think it's Sunday, is it? And then on Saturday, Kim Jones having this boat ride to go up to support Kevin with the many achievements within the 3 years. So then I encouraging everyone to be a part of it. I think today might be the last for tickets for Kim Jones. And I thought he was supposed to have Kevin today.
He was scheduled to be on today's program, but we were having some connection issues with him this morning. So I had to just forego and just do, of course, an open line. We were having some connection issues with it this morning.
Yeah, I think they're still having some issues up there too. But anyway, GT.
You too, man. Have a good one.
I just want to encourage you. Take care, enjoy, and have a good day.
All right. We lost that caller there. 435-2041. We have approximately 4 minutes before we take a wrap for today's program. 435-2041. That's the number if you want to make a contribution this morning on today's program. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning and welcome.
Hey, Jay, brother. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
And good morning to your listeners. Jay, I want to continue on that eve in the house of important that eve. Jay, after burial, we come up with this new design. I don't know how physical planning passed that design. For we to build this new houses, we call it Build Back Better. I don't know how they passed the design. Because we know that.
Well, you mentioned that on Monday. Are you saying that the design is inappropriate or is not appropriate at all?
Inappropriate. Let me explain to you why. We know this thing we call a bomb shelter, right? What we normally build throughout the country, the concrete roof and the concrete building with no galvanized roof.
They call it a bomb shelter.
Yeah, hence that if you see most of the bomb shelters that is not painted, you see a lot of black marks on it. The black marks show that's watermark.
Yeah.
And in a few years, you will see that building will be cracking up because the water will take advantage of that. Settling on the building, it will crack it up, right? Because water can do real damage to any structure. Yeah? So why would you come up with a design, with a boathouse, with a wooden house, with no roof? Because when that water hit that boat, it would not last very long, and hence that the boat is not insulated, so the water will seep into the house. Because if the water starts from on top, the rain starts from on top, and he's hitting that boat, by the time the water run off, there are chances that it will run into the house, getting too long to run off. That's where Eve come in. That's where you put Eve in the house. When the rain flying come in, the Eve will take some of the blows or some of the water from hitting the house directly. Understand? So Eve is very important on a house. That's why most houses, we construct houses with this Eve around it to protect the outer walls of the house, the outer board of the house. When you have a house with no eave, that is a board house, that is a wooden house, that wood would never last. That wood would never last because the water will be in directly every time. So you need that eave to protect the board or protect the wall from this direct lash from the sun and the rain. So I don't know how the paths are designed to build houses.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for your contribution this morning, but it's here where we're going to have to take a wrap for today's program. Thank you so much. Hey, folks, as we're going to take a wrap for today's edition of To The Point, I want to thank all who called in this morning and make their contribution. I want to thank you a whole lot. Tomorrow being, of course, a holiday, we're not going to have a program for tomorrow. So I'll be back with you on Friday once the Almighty permits, health trek and everything else in between. I want to thank you once again. I apologize once again. We were able to have the Minister for Carriacou and Petit Martinique, the Honorable Tevin Andrew, with us this morning. Our apology for that due to connection issues. Hopefully that we could be having rescheduled for another program. Until then, folks, have a good one. That's where we say goodbye and goodbye.